Rochelle Garcia is the former Galveston mayor. Joe Jaworski will compete for the Democratic nomination.
This Saturday, residents in the North Austin suburb of Leander will vote on whether or not they want to keep Capital Metro public transport services in their city. Adversaries of Leander's partnership with Cap Metro say there are too few riders on the transportation to justify the $9.8 million expense the city paid last year. Supporters of the partnership argue that it will be worthwhile now that there has been an influx of people moving to Austin from different parts of the United States, and that the transportation will be useful. The fine for leaving the partnership was $42.3 million in late March based on a formula in state law. The cost changes daily and can't be determined until voters make the decision. But if the city decides to end the partnership, the city will be required to continue paying its 1% annual sales tax to Cap Metro until the penalty is paid off.
After being shut down for the past 2 years, the White House Correspondents' Dinner had made its grand return. President Joe Biden and the First Lady Jill Biden were present, marking the first time a president appeared at the dinner since 2016. Biden poked various jokes throughout the speech, citing how journalists in the room are, quote, the only Americans who have a lower approval rating than I have, end quote. However, the president was not the highlight of the night. Comedian and Daily Show host Trevor Noah made some noteworthy points that people are still talking about. Here's a snippet of what he said.
You realize how amazing it is. Like, in America, you have the right to seek the truth and speak the truth, even if it makes people in power uncomfortable, even if it makes your viewers or your readers uncomfortable. You understand how amazing that is? I stood here tonight and I made fun of the President of the United States, and I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine, right?
Governor Greg Abbott said Friday that he will reallocate $500 million to Operation Lone Star, the border security initiative along the Texas-Mexico border. The governor is taking $210 million from Texas Health and Human Services, $160 million from the Texas Department of Public Safety, and tens of millions from other departments. Abbott said that the reallocation would not, quote, affect any agency or program function, end quote, but the governor did not give any specifics on whether there would be budget cuts.
Migrants detained under Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star are now suing in an attempt to get Abbott's border mission struck down in federal court. The move by Abbott has been a lightning rod for the controversy since it was first launched in September 2021. Abbott originally claimed the move was intended to fight drug trafficking Mexican cartels, but lawyers representing the migrants argue Operation Lone Star treats migrants differently during the prosecution than others prosecuted for the same crime. Attorneys representing the plaintiffs are also saying defendants are also asked to be released from custody after post-bond, entering a plea deal, or when the charges are dropped.
A new certification exam for teachers could soon be adopted by Texas. In June, the Texas State Board of Education will consider switching from its current exam of 100 multiple-choice questions to a more intense test teachers must pass before beginning instruction. The new exam's questions are essays format, and teachers must also submit a sample lesson plan and a video of them teaching a class, along with a report on students' progress. While some say the exam will better prepare teachers for real-life scenarios in the classroom, opponents say that the more expensive fees associated with the new test create barriers for people of color. 2 states previously used the exam and have now dropped it.
I think we have a bad year coming, says Randy Dezar, Vice President of the Austin Firefighters Association. Denzar and many other firefighters across Central Texas are fearing a repeat of the 2011 wildfire season. For context, the 2011 season saw 30,000 and more than 9.9 million acres burn. However, if Central Texas does see significant spring rain, then we may be able to avoid such disasters from occurring. The hope for such rain is not as high as we would like, as the latest U.S. Drought Monitor report showed that drought conditions continue to intensify in Central Texas. To be prepared for a potential wildfire, make sure you clean your yards of debris and create a wildfire evacuation plan. A little preparation now could go potentially saving your life down the line.
H-E-B's 2-Bite brownies are typically a sweet and savory treat. However, a recent batch is less of a treat and more of a trick due to the possibility of metal shards in the small snacks. The brownies are made by a third party that delivers exclusively to H-E-B and Joe V's Smart Shop. The potential threat has resulted in a recall of all of these products from the grocery store shelves, and they will not be put back on or sold until they've met all proper safety standards.
On April 27th, the University of Texas notified students and staff that 3 students had been bitten by raccoons on campus. The students are currently receiving rabies vaccinations. In their message, the university warned students to not approach, feed, pet, or harass raccoons. Additionally, they were warned students if they are bitten or scratched by any wild animals, they should see a medical professional immediately.
Breaking news tonight. Politico leaked a draft opinion from the Supreme Court that will strike down Roe v. Wade, the case that legalized safe abortions in the United States. The draft was written by Justice Samuel Alito and allegedly received majority votes from the justices. The overturning would potentially change the availability and assess that people who can have children will have to safe abortions. In the draft opinion, Alito allegedly writes that Roe, quote, must be overruled, end quote.
Researchers at UT Cockrell School of Engineering created an enzyme that can break down plastics, which typically takes centuries to decay in an amount of hours. The enzyme worked with a plastic known as PET, which is found in soda bottles, consumer packaging, and some textiles. PET accounts for about 12% of all global waste. The team plans to further develop the enzyme to allow for industrial and environmental use.
Coming up, Kevin Bhaskar will be bringing you up to date in the world of business. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. I'm Kevin Myers with your business update. Jim Schwartner, president and CEO of Schwartner Farms, Inc. in Schwartner, Texas, has offered Tesla CEO Elon Musk 38 acres of land for free. In a tweet from Schwartner last Tuesday that read, quote, Elon, move Twitter to Schwartner, Texas, 38 miles north of Austin, and we will give you 100 acres for free, end quote. Schwartner believes that this is a mutually beneficial agreement, with Schwartner expressing a desire to bring technology to his farm, and Elon needs land to build factories and expand his company after announcing the transition of bringing Tesla to Austin. In a quote from Schwartner, he said, quote, we have a lot of land. This area is really growing. We have affordable housing, and I thought it'd be an excellent opportunity for him and for us, end quote. Amazon has successfully transferred its union formation case from the Brooklyn office of the National Labor Relations Board to the Phoenix office. Although 55% of the employees at one of Staten Island's Amazon warehouse voted in favor of joining the union, Amazon alleges that union organizers intimidated employees to have them vote in their favor. The director of Phoenix NLRB office said that this claim could be grounds for overturning the union election. The NLRB will hold a hearing starting May 23rd, after which a decision will be made. Apple released their self-service repair program last Wednesday that offers users the option of buying parts and tools repairing their own products from home. The program offers rentable and purchasable kits to self-diagnose and repair your Apple devices, but some experts say this isn't saving consumers money, but only ensuring they spend more. Those who have tried the program describe it as, quote, complicated, intimidating, and accompanied by incomplete instructions, end quote. Apple itself previously discouraged the idea of users repairing their own products and hasn't commented on the most recent issues users are having, so it's unclear how much longer this program will last. Now over to Sophia Kurtz with your weather update.
Howdy, hey Longhorns! I'm Sophia Kurtz bringing you your weather update. Tonight, after a humid high of 84 degrees during the day, you can expect to see a cool 71 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow is heating up with a high of 89 degrees of mostly cloudy skies and a low of 70 degrees. For Wednesday, grab those raincoats and umbrellas. There will be scattered thunderstorms throughout the day with a high of 90 degrees and a low of 71. On Thursday, more of the same with scattered thunderstorms with a high of 88 degrees and a low of 69. And just in time for the weekend, things will start getting better on Friday with partly cloudy skies with a high of 95 and a low of 71 degrees. On Saturday, make sure to find somewhere to beat the heat, as you can expect to see a mostly sunny high of 99 degrees and a low of 72. Finally, Sunday, just as blistering as Saturday, expect a high of 98 degrees and a low of 73 degrees with partly cloudy skies. That's all from your favorite meteorologist. Until next time, have a great week, Longhorns, and good luck on those finals.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. Tonight is our final show of the academic year. And what a year it has been,
My
Kevin.
goodness, I can't believe time has really flown by, hasn't it? And
It has.
I mean, I'm going to miss this show for sure. I mean, over the entire summer. I mean, do you have any plans?
I'm going to LA. I will be interning at a company. I'm hoping to get one in particular, but we don't want to jinx it. But yeah, I'll be doing UTLA. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to India actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so maybe I can get a little bit of shots, maybe some fun stuff. Who knows? We'll have to see, and all that kind of stuff. But
Well, as the ending of our show has come, we have so many things to say. But I know, Kevin, there's a few things that we must say before we can just end the show on one final note.
let's go for it, shall we? Well, all right. There are some people we have to thank to make sure this show runs as smoothly as possible. Let's start off with our news director, Josh Fowler. Mr. Fowler has been instrumental in leading the entire crew this semester through thick and thin. Sadly, he's departing us this semester as he is a senior, but we wish him well in his future endeavors.
Next up, we have Aiden Sharaba, often the very first in the control room. For pre-production, there is no doubt he is one of the hardest workers on this show. His effort to make sure all the graphics and script are ready to go on time should not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Kevin Myers, he has been the biggest influence in our rebrand this semester. We should have talked about it a little bit. Like, this entire semester has just been insane in terms of how we've built.
Our entire rebranding of this news is just insane, and
Yeah.
we can accredit these people, like I said, to
But for sure, Kevin has a big thanks in that part for sure.
definitely. Mariela Viela, she is always trying to contribute in some way or another across all areas of the show. Not only that, her bubbly personality has always lifted everyone in the room in every situation.
Sammy Goel, our floor director, who is actually right in front of me right now. I can see her glowing smile, but she makes sure that every single anchor on this desk knows exactly what to do when we're live.
The rest of our fantastic on-air talents, whose names are Andres Calixto, Tania Velasquez, Sophia Kurtz, and Edley Termillion, their glowing personalities make this show interesting, captivating, and most of all, extremely fun.
And most of all, and finally, we have to give a big thanks to you viewers at home. Thank you for being with us every single Monday night.
That's all we have for you tonight. Make sure you stick around, and we hope to see you for next year's Texas News Primetime.
You can follow us on Twitter and make sure to check out our Instagram profile at TSTV News.
I'm Lucy Lopez.
And I'm Kevin Bosker. Thank you for starting your week with us tonight. Now go out and change your world.
In today's digital world, a vast amount of information can travel in the blink of an eye. It's overwhelming. Today, it's harder than ever to know what's real and what's not. To tune out the noise to get what matters most.
That's why focused reporting is at the core of Texas News Primetime. We curate the most important stories for students to know.
It's your weekly briefing on the UT community and what's happening in the world around you.
This is news made for Longhorns. This is Texas News Primetime.